Uja, greetings. Going to wait a few minutes, see if people join in. Sure, this is on. Just checking the microphone levels. Check, testing, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Seems to be working. That one. Yep, okay, good. Gonna warm up with the crystal bowl. Uja, greetings. Thanks for tuning in for the new moon transmission. I'm just going to start off with the crystal bowl with some ohms. You can join me if you want to ohm, get some ohms. I'm pretty sure this bowl is tuned to the root chakra. And I'm going to go counterclockwise because I'm opening up the portal. I definitely felt that in my root chakra. It's really powerful. I can keep doing that. Do more. All right, do it for joining me this afternoon. Well, it's still rising. It's still morning. Feels like the afternoon because I did a transmission this morning. So do it for being here. It is the new moon in Sidereal Virgo. And I posted the chart earlier if you want to refer back. And also mentioned that I made the mistake of they posted the time as 12:05 GMT or UTC, and I just didn't see the GMT and thought it was EST, Eastern Time. So the new moon was actually this rising at 6:05 a.m. Central Time, 7:05 Eastern. And so we're here now today, I guess you could say, because Mercury retrograde, I got the time zone wrong. Ha ha ha. And please refer to the Mercury retrograde transmission. There's, I think, 9 celestial bodies that are retrograde right now. Uja, sister says. And so, refer back to that program about how it's a portal opening. It's not something negative or to be feared. It's a time for breakthroughs, transformations, revelations, new equipment, upgrading equipment, amazing communication opportunities. Oh, do it for being here, Brother Patrick. Thank you. And so, yeah, please refer to that. And so for today, we're dealing with the new moon energy and at heruscopes and KemeTones. I hope you can see the chimes. Uh-oh. You all can't see the chimes. Well, you can see one of them. Let's see. How did I miss that? There's 2. Okay, well, I'll give you a little view of them. We have the, I'm including the tone for Geb, for the sun going around, the earth going around the sun in a year. And then we have Mars, the sun, the new moon, Mercury, and Sidereal Virgo. And Mercury is retrograde. So it's going to be a really good opportunity to tune in with this energy. Let's see here. Well, I guess you're just going to have to know that they're there. Let me try this crystal. It's a little lower than mine. This is like high tech, using teacups and crystals to prop up the camera. There you go. There's a few more. Okay. And then I also included the Earth Day tone, which is the tone for the Earth going around on its axle in one day. So we have the Earth year and the Earth Day. And I just felt that was important because there's so much going on right now. We want to stay grounded, rooted, centered. We don't want to let these cosmic energies take us away. We just want to remain in tune with them and allow them to, work through us and move us to carry out our divine duties. Okay, so in the Neters, we have Set, which is our egoism, and it's our lower nature, our fetters. But at a time like this, when we're making offerings, we're going to focus on when our ego has been cultivated and tamed and controlled, and it's a protective force of our ship, our boat that's taking us through to an enlightenment. So our ego has a purpose. And at this time, it also represents our force, our will, our determination, and we want it in the direction of communications and setting our intentions. That the new moon is the perfect time to set our intentions, and when the new moon is in Virgo, it's the ultimate time to write out your intentions. And we have the Mars here also, or Set. So our intentions are going to have this boost with protection from our egoism, and our force, our drive, our determination is going to be extra strong to help manifest our intentions. And then we have Ra, also in Sidereal Virgo. Ra is our creative force, our creativity, and we want to use our creativity to hyperdrive our intentions. And so, one way I use my creativity is these transmissions with the music and the chanting. And I also like to write out, when I'm writing my intentions, I like to draw, illustrate them. And then that helps bring up the feeling, because we want to focus on how it's going to feel once we have manifested, our vision. So it's not just about how we're feeling today, but we want to tune into the frequency or the vibration of how we're going to feel, and then match that feeling in us in this moment. And that's how we can manifest. I just watched that movie Interstellar. I don't know if you saw the post I made by the sister talking about, I'll just say Black consciousness, about Heru, about the eye of Horus. She talked about cursive writing. She talked about so many things. But one of the things she talked about was to watch the movie Interstellar. And I did. And they were talking about jumping through a wormhole and then using the energy of a black hole. And it was kind of just like what I was describing, from how you feel now and how you're going to feel once you've achieved your manifestation, and then matching that energy. So just keep that in mind during this transmission. Then we have Goddess Sesheta for the new moon, who is often seen wearing these leopard type prints. That's why I usually wear a leopard print when I'm doing these astrology readings. And she is the cosmic scribe. She's the one that writes down everything that Jehuti, the cosmic mind, is bringing into time and space. She's the goddess of mathematics, astronomy, astrology, writing, record keeping, time reckoning, sacred geometry, architecture, engineering, like all the things with building and precision and mathematical, calculations and angles and degrees and the stars and file keeping, record keeping. Like she's just the one that keeps track of everything. I think of her as the Kemetic version of the Akashic records because she's the one that writes everything down. So the new moon is a time to write our intentions. It's the time to write our abundance checks. It's the time for new beginnings. It's time to fast. It's the time to charge your crystals. It's the time to tune in and start anew. And then, of course, we have Mercury, which I already discussed, the cosmic mind of Lord Yehudi. We have our mind inside of our brain, which deals with our day-to-day activities. And then we have our infinite mind, which is projecting this experience that we're having right now. And then the cosmic mind is what fills the infinite mind. And when we're attuned, when we've done our work, when we're clear, then, what we manifest is directly from the cosmic mind. And then also, again, let me remind you that the heart is made with the same type of cells as the brain, the neuropeptides. In fact, I've been told that it's got more neuropeptides in the brain. The brain is split in two, and that's where our ego resides. And we're going back and forth between judgments and trying to think our way to enlightenment and making decisions based on our emotions. If we can drop into our heart, which is oneness, and it's always going to be true. And that's where we need to be making our decisions from, when our heart has been purified and light as a feather, and our RU is being cleansed. And then Aspolia, Sidereal Virgo, is the sign of, like I say, intentions. I call it planting seeds in the garden of life, because the Kemetic term for this constellation is Aspolia, which is the seed. And so it's a time to plant your seeds of intention in your garden of life. We also have Mercury in Virgo, so that's a double Jehuti. And then again, I added the tone for the earth and the day. But the heck, I was just going to be focused on the new moon. I just have these other energies here to support us in our journey. And if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in, and we're going to begin right now. Sesheta, Sesheta, duty. Do your duty. Do Sesheta. Do Sesheta. Look your duty. Look your duty. Look Sesheta. Look Sesheta. I am the cosmic mind. I am the cosmic squad. I am the cosmic mind. I am the cosmic squad. The cosmic mind of creation. The cosmic mind of determination. The cosmic mind of never judge, never judge. I am the cosmic scribe. I am the cosmic scribe. I am the reckoner of time. I am the reckoner of time. You are Jehuti. You are Jehuti. You are Sesheta. You are Sesheta. I think there was a few comments. What's the best way to cleanse crystals? I think the best way to cleanse crystals, well, first of all, it depends on what the crystal type is. I like to soak mine in water, in salt water, or a little sprinkle of lavender, and put them in the window or outside so they can get the moonlight. However, if some crystals are soft or like some crumble, then you should not put them in water. And you should either just put them, like if you have a house plant, put them in the soil, on top of the soil, or you bury them in the soil. And then take them out so they can receive the energy. And while you're doing the process with the crystals, you put your intention into the crystals, because crystals are like they store information. So you charge them with the information that you want them to have, and then when you're in their presence, then you receive those vibrations. Because that's what I've experienced. I'm glad you're enjoying the music and vibing with tones. When does the cycle of Pluto start? That is a good question. I do not know that information offhand, Patrick. And right now, all my devices are being used. So I would have to look it up. I know that it was retrograde for a very long time, and it just went direct, like it's in shadow. So I think in the past few days, it's going direct. So I will look up that information, Patrick, and if you don't hear an answer from me today, please remind me, because that's a very good question. I'd like to know. Funny thing about Pluto is my least favorite astronomer in the galaxy of all time, past, present, and future, is the person that is responsible for the movement to get Pluto kicked off the list of planets. And the reason they went along with it is because they're discovering so many asteroids and other heavenly bodies that are bigger than Pluto. So rather than having to add them to the list of planets every time, they just took it off the list of planets, and now it's just called a heavenly body. Shadow music. I don't know if you heard my name. I certainly wasn't talking about you when I said my least favorite astronomer. My least favorite astronomer would not dare come on one of my transmissions. Let's see. Someone is giving me some powerful fist there. So I'm glad you're enjoying this attunement. Yes. So back to the new moon. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I practice or follow sidereal astrology based on the 13-month system. And if you know anything about the lunar calendar, whether it's Hebrew, Native American, or even the quote-unquote dream spell calendar, you will know that there are 13 moons in a year. So then why would there only be 12 suns if there's 13 moons? Because the moon goes around the sun. And they make this huge big deal about there being a blue moon. Well, that's only because there's 2 full moons in 1 month. And that term was coined in the 1970s by someone that works at the University of Texas at Austin, which is where I studied along with my least favorite astronomer. So the blue moon is a joke. It's a hoax to cover up the fact that there should be 13 moons. They don't make a big deal if there's 13 new moons in a month, or if there's 13 quarter moons in a month, or 13 waxing and waning moons. I forget the name. They don't make a big deal about that, but everyone gets all excited if there's 2 full moons. So that theory is debunked. And with the 13-month sidereal astrology system, we follow the actual ephemeris that Nefer uses, which shows the true motion of the sun and the planets through the constellations, where the 12-month system is man-made, and they divide the orbit of the Earth around the sun into 12 sections. They divided the orbit of the Earth around the sun into 12 sections, equal sections, and named each section after a constellation. Many moons, yes. But in reality, that's not how it moves. The sun does not enter a new constellation on the 21st of every month. And the number of days it spends in each constellation varies. And for example, the sun is in the sign of Sidereal Virgo for 45 days, and it's only in the sign of Scorpio for 7 days. Those are the two extremes. And then Ophiuchus, the 13th constellation, resides between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So even though people are saying that the new moon is in Libra, it is actually still in Virgo and will be in Virgo until October 31st. Which brings me to my exit from Instagram and Facebook during Mercury retrograde. And it's a big move, a big shift. And in light of the things that are going on, and just to make my life simple, I made that decision. So for those of you on Instagram, I encourage you to find me on another platform, either YouTube or TikTok. And Melanated People has a live stream, so I'm going to experiment using that for now. Otherwise, there's Twitter. I don't know. And then this is a time to start working on your abundance strategies. Like I said, writing out an abundance check to yourself. You make it out to yourself from the universe. You write out the amount that you'd like to receive, and then you just put it away. Yes. Scorpio starts on November 23rd, and then Ophiuchus starts on November 30th. Yeah. Melanin book. Okay, I'll look into that one. If you'd like to get an astrology reading from me, you can reach out to me. You can get the chart, analysis, a one-on-one consultation, and then a cosmic chimes and chanting session like this with chants that are only for you for your birthday. Back to the abundance strategy. I highly recommend you check out openyourmoneyflow.com. That's a website that I created for the 40-day prosperity plan. And if you want to increase your vibration of abundance and prosperity, that is the best way that I know of, at least to get you started. It's hard to keep it going after the 40 days. But every time I've done it, I've seen a miracle. And you write out your intentions every day, and you raise your frequency. Affluence, because money is energy. It's an emotion. It's energy in motion. It's not just something tangible. Paper and coins is just a representation of this energy. And you can tune into the energy. You can raise your frequency. You can open your flow. There's so many ways to increase your vibration. And I'm going to share with you this formula that came to me that has helped me so much, because I don't know if you've known me for a while, I've had challenges with not with abundance. I have abundance. I'm grateful for my abundance. However, I had troubles with the spiritual work that I'm doing. It's not commercialized, and I was having problems seeing the value in it since it wasn't a moneymaker. And it took me a really long time to work through this. And I'm really thankful to my spiritual preceptors at SEMA Institute, Dr. Mwada Ashby and Dr. Karen Ashby, for helping me break it down, break free of the egoism. And it's given me the spiritual strength to get all of these other things organized so that I can be more clear. So the formula is, and I'm going to be posting about it soon, so you don't have to try to remember it now, because I'm just starting to remember it. When I share my gifts, I raise my money frequency, I increase my affluence, I radiate abundance, and I attract more than enough that is needed, more than enough money that is needed, so that I continue to share my gifts. And since I've been working with that formula every day, I can really feel it. And the main thing about this formula is it's not about attracting abundance or attracting money or attracting what we need. it's about radiating abundance. It's about radiating awareness and light. Because when we're radiating, we're simply being. And anything that is not beneficial to us will not be able to penetrate what we're radiating. So it's really liberating. And so all that we have to do is continuously keep working on raising our vibration, keeping our vibration high, so that we only radiate abundance and positivity, and 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 radiate what we expect, what we intend, what we are hoping for, wishing for, seeking, learning, to discovering. All we have to do is radiate that. Like I talked about before, is matching the vibration of what we seek, or what we remember, or what we were feeling, or how we'll feel when we attain the manifestation, and then match that frequency. That's what we tune into internally. We raise our frequency to what we want to attract, and we don't worry about attracting it because we're radiating it. Okay, so that's enough talking. I'm going to do a part 2 of the new moon transmission. I see some people have just joined in. I'm talking for a while. I have a sip of more. Okay. So in this transmission, I will include the other tones that are in sign of Virgo. You do a set. Remember, set is the cosmic force of egoism, and it's our lower vibrations, our lower frequencies. And we're not trying to eliminate our ego. We want to capture it. I don't know if you've seen the artwork where there is a warrior that has captured some different entities by their hair, by their heads, or throwing his spear at a hippopotamus, or anything, or like a bow and arrow. What we're trying to do is capture our ego and control it. We want our ego to be a servant to us. It's not about how they caught slaves and prisoners of war. It's about capturing our egoism and getting it under control so that it can serve us. So that's the vibration I'm putting out here when I'm playing the tone for Mars set. And we're going to use our creativity. We're working with our intentions. We're going to draw them out. One of my favorite tools for manifesting, which I haven't been using, I'm glad I'm saying it now. I learned it when I was into Buddhism. You get a piece of graph paper, like when you were in elementary school or high school, or I guess college. I guess now we use computers. I don't know. But you draw the image of what you want to manifest, like a home or a car, material things, or a symbol of something spiritual. Like I'm going to do this symbol for the heart, because I'm working on cleansing my RU. I'm doing these music Shetty offerings, and the reciprocity that I'm receiving is cleansing my RU. That's what it took me a long time to understand, why I should share my music and my healing videos if I know that they're not for money, and it's because it's cleansing my RU. Okay. So we're going to use our creativity to cleanse our RU, because we're going to write out our intentions. And every time you chant for 5 minutes, or meditate for 5 minutes, or whatever your spiritual practice is, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're going to color in one of those squares. And then after a certain amount of time, the image will be filled in, or not even all the way filled in, and you will have manifested what you're working on. So I learned that when I was into Japanese Buddhism with the Soka Gakkai Institute or International, and that's something I will always remember. However, I have not been practicing. And then the tone for the new moon, which we discussed a great deal, Sesheta and Jehuti, representing Mercury retrograde and the cosmic sign of Aspolia, the cosmic seed, or Sidereal Virgo. And then I've added these earth tones so that we can really feel it, be grounded in this energy. And I'll go this way. Legs. Cosmic scribe, cosmic force of creation, cosmic force of egoism, planting seeds of intention. In the garden of eternal life, cleansing our we are not our cleansing our we are not our All right. Well, I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. And thank you so much, Dua, for joining me and tuning in. I'll be posting the replay. So these new moon transmissions are good until the full moon. So you can listen to it again and reach out if you have any questions. I really appreciate you being here. Your presence is a gift to me. And I love you so much. And remember, October 31st, I'll be moving away from Zuckerland. I've been threatening to do this for many years now. Talk about many moons. Okay, do a tap. See you again soon. I don't have the dates memorized. The full moon will be in 2 weeks, and then the spiral dance medicine wheel will be on October 31st at sunrise with Sister Shaman. Thank you for tuning in, Shay and Patrick. Everyone, much love, peace, and blessings. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do a tap.